Here we go again, Jason. It's that time of the week.
The Weekly Scoop.
The Weekly Scoop.
Coming up on the Scoop today, Greg, we're talking about Phil Collins and the tour that he's cancelled. The ZX Spectrum is being relaunched again. And Funhouse is back.
Sort of. Possibly. Probably not, though.
So, Greg, Phil Collins has had to cancel some of his shows because, unfortunately, he took a tumble in a hotel the other night and cut his eye very badly.
There must have been something in the air tonight. That night.
So the shows at the Royal Albert Hall are being cancelled. Anybody with a ticket, please contact the venue and they will tell you when you will be able to use those tickets again for the postponed show.
The thing is, with Phil, you just can't hurry love.
I mean, it must have been against the odds for him to fall over. His girlfriend.
I bet he thought, I wish it could rain down on me.
His girlfriend at the time apparently said, "Take it easy, lover." I think we should leave it there.
I think we've ruined every Phil Collins song right there.
In other news, it's not very warm in here at all, is it, Greg?
No.
But moving on to computer game news. The ZX Spectrum is making another comeback, Greg.
That sounds groovy, kind of. Love.
Now we've moved on. In the form of the ZX Spectrum Next, which has been successfully funded on Kickstarter. The Spectrum Next is basically a modern version of the ZX Spectrum. Very different to the Spectrum Vega that was brought out a couple of years ago and was unsuccessful. This one was after £250,000. They were pledged £723,000, £390, with 3,113 backers. So it is funded and it is going to be made. It's a very, very stylish looking version of the ZX Spectrum. It will play tapes. You will be able to load games from tape if you're an old school person like us. You will also be able to load games from the SD card. There will be some network connectivity, so you can connect to the internet with it. And you will be able to use, as far as I can see, all the old Spectrum peripherals like joysticks and all that kind of stuff. It will have a HDMI out to your TV too.
Tell you what, Jace, I wish it would rain down on me.
That's not the only retro gaming device to be revived just lately. Hyperkin, who brought us the Retron 5.
What? That's
the console that you can plug all the cartridges in from all the other old consoles. Just one console. They have redeveloped the Atari 2600. From what I can tell, it is basically just a modern looking version of the 2600 that will play most of the 2600 cartridges. Now what I'm thinking is, why don't you just buy yourself an actual Atari 2600 that will play all of the Atari 2600 cartridges? What do you think, Greg?
I don't know what you're talking about. I wish we could live separate lives.
Greg, will you leave the Phil Collins jokes now? In more gaming news, last week we announced that Sony were releasing a different coloured console, didn't we?
Gold.
Well, Microsoft have answered that news with some slightly bigger news.
Slightly.
Of their own. They've announced their new console, the Xbox One X, as the world's most powerful console, Greg.
And the most expensive.
They presented the new console at the E3 gaming conference in Los Angeles this week. The console will be launched worldwide on the 7th of November. Do you know how much it's going to cost?
Tell me.
£449 here in the UK and $499 elsewhere in the world.
Give it a year, Jason. Give it 1 year and then straight down to £299.
It's going to be the most powerful console in terms of graphical processing power because it ships with 6 teraflops.
It what, sorry?
It ships with 6 teraflops of graphical computing power running at 1172 megahertz, Craig. Which is embarrassing for the PS4 because that only has 4.2 teraflops with a processing power of 911 megahertz.
What the flopping hell are you talking about?
I don't know, Greg. It's what it says there.
I'm more excited about PS4's new games though, to be honest.
Uncharted. New version of Uncharted being released when they said they weren't going to make any more, but what they've done is they've changed it a little bit.
They've just changed the characters, haven't they?
Changed the lead character. The lead character is now one of the female lead characters from Uncharted 4, which to me makes it feel a bit like Tomb Raider.
Tomb Raider. It's Tomb Raider, but I love Tomb Raider. I think they're one of the best games out there as well.
However, we have watched the trailer, and it does look fantastic, doesn't it, Greg?
Can't wait. Honestly, I cannot wait.
That's the gaming news for this week.
We're not doing any more. Not like one more night. One more night. One more. It's that time again. It's time for the news now that was then type stuff.
The news that was then that is now.
Yeah, that one.
News from a while ago.
Yeah, old news.
This week, Greg,
This week.
in 1962, we're going back. We're going way back. The infamous Alcatraz escape happened when 3 inmates escaped the unescapable prison. They dug their way out using spoons and sailed across the water in a homemade raft. Frank Lee Morris and the 2 brothers, Clarence and John Anglin, all convicted of bank robbery, escaped last night from the Notorious Island prison in San Francisco Bay, renowned for its high level of security.
Have you seen the documentary saying whether they survived or?
I have. It is very interesting. A recent documentary on Discovery re-examined the story because it is thought by many that the 3 made it and lived out the rest of their lives.
What's your opinion?
In freedom. After watching the documentary, I think they did make it.
Well.
However, the officials at the time said that they were washed away by the strong currents in the bay and did not make it out. What do you think?
That was the news then.
That is now?
Is now.
Greg, when you came home from school and watched all of those programmes, did you ever dream about being on Funhouse with your hero, Pat Sharp?
The twins.
Well, did you?
My hero?
Yeah.
Why would he be my hero?
Because you model yourself on him.
Oh, alright, shaking Stevens over there.
Did you want to be on Funhouse?
Do you know, Jason, it's funny you say that because I've always wanted to be on Funhouse.
Well,
how about yourself, Jason?
Yes, I have. Now,
Test.
you could finally get the chance to be on Funhouse.
And how's that, Jason?
Because they have launched an Indiegogo campaign.
I think they've launched. I don't know if they've launched.
Yes, they have launched an Indiegogo campaign to bring back Funhouse. Now, I believe that Funhouse did have a version over in the States and probably other countries as well, so you probably know what we're talking about. It was the game show where kids went through an obstacle course of inflatables and...
Do you think it'd be 1,000,000 degrees in there when you're running around?
Might be, like it is in here. And they got prizes and all that. And at the very end, they went on an indoor go-kart course.
It was brilliant. Everybody wanted to be on Funhouse.
Except the go-karts went at 7 miles per hour.
Don't know that fast.
If you ever dreamed of being on Funhouse, Greg, you can now have the chance because they've launched an Indiegogo page to bring back Funhouse as a live attraction right here in London. Well, not here, because we're not in London.
Nowhere near London.
In the UK. They need to raise $650,000 for it to happen. You can go online and purchase a ticket for as little as £25 each or £150 for a team of 6. Pat Sharp and his assistants, the twins, Melanie and Martina, have also said they will return to host the new live attraction, and those who purchase VIP tickets will get the chance to meet them.
Where are they at the moment in their progress for the money, Jason?
I think they've raised about 2%.
And how long have they got left?
A month.
It's not going to happen, is it?
Who knows, Greg? Who knows what happens on the interweb?
It's not going to happen.
That is all we've got time for on the Weekly Scoop. We'll see you again tomorrow morning on Tea and Toast Saturday.
We're going to do another one now?
Yes.